Alright, what's going on, people of the internet? Welcome back to the episode of Ark Survival Evolved Max Speed, and this time we're looking at the Phiomia. Now, the Phiomia is an incredibly early game mount. I think its saddle is unlocked at level 5, and that actually precedes the Parasaur, which is unlocked at level 10. There isn't actually too much of a use for the Phiomia in this game, aside from gardening, because I'm pretty sure one Phiomia could, run an entire garden with the amount of fertilizer that it can manufacture. That is a good way of putting it. It's not particularly fast, as you can see, and its natural predator, the Dilophosaurus, or a raptor, I mean, either is comparable, but I think that the Phiomia is actually capable of outrunning both, because Phiomias actually are incredible early game supplies of meat when you don't have a T-Rex or even a Carno that you can just go around and get meat on to survive. And the Phiomia is actually a great hunting material, although it's kind of tough to kill sometimes, unless you got a bow and arrow, simply because it can outrun the player. Tamed and ridden, I believe that the Phiomia is not actually any faster than the player is. In fact, it might even be slower at full sprint when the player is just at standard moving speed. I think that really the Phiomia could have a bit more health. They are good tanks. They can soak up a lot of damage if you're using them in PvP, but again, if you're using it in PvP, you're probably not going to go raid people with a herd of Phiomias to soak up turret damage or something. Plus, it's not like they have really great damage output, though they can actually do surprisingly more than you'd think. It's a pretty good swimmer, as all herbivores are. The fact that most herbivores in this game are quadrupedal, like the Stegosaurus, Brontosaurus, they all run around on 4 legs. Phiomia is not an exception to that. It would be kind of weird if you saw one kind of rearing up on its hind legs and just walking around like that. So, that. Now you can see here, I'm going to give it the command to give it the XP, which is addexperience 100,000, space 0, space 0. And, yeah. Gonna go ahead and it starts out at 135, and it gets about 3.4 XP per level, and it gets up to about 334% if I'm correct. Yeah, 334.1% movement speed. Now, this is its standard walking speed. Actually, it is quite quick. It's a very brisk walk following the trend. And this is its running speed here. There is a joke about bacon on fire, but that's below me. So I'm going to take it swimming here, and actually, it is a good swimmer. I mean, it's probably better than a Parasaur, and because Sarco's movement speed isn't actually affected in the water, so you could have a standard speed Sarco, and you could have a max speed Sarco, and they would go the same speed in the water at the moment. I'm not sure if this will get any attention in the future and be fixed, but as of right now, that is actually the case. So give the credit to the Phiomia. It is as fast of a swimmer as a max speed Sarco, which is actually quite impressive. Not really sure what's happening here. I haven't been really paying attention to the updates, but there's just sort of a turkey. And keep in mind, there's no Bronto around me, but all of a sudden, there's a Bronto that's just angry at me, and I don't understand. So I kind of decide to go ahead and run away, because it's not like the Phiomia has significant damage output to actually fight these guys, and apparently that turkey is the best tank. But anyway, the Phiomia, I don't know, if you're going to take a max speed Phiomia, it actually wouldn't make for a terrible scouting mount. It's tankier than the Raptor, though slower. It doesn't have as much stamina as the Parasaur, yet is tankier and has more melee damage. All in all, the Phiomia at max speed is actually a pretty decent mount, but I think that's pretty much what to do from us. Thanks for watching. If you guys are interested for the next one, you can leave them in the comments. I'm thinking either player, or maybe Carno, but that's pretty much what to do from us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace. Isn't it cute?